Evidence of treatment?
None. At least not after the initial examination.
Please tell me what this is.
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Wait, didn't we determine that he did have some post-mortem bruising?
Post-mortem bruises.
Not wounds?
Bruises. Kim attributed it to Kuno throwing rocks at him.
Well, definitely not position, but I'm not sure.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair.
Why, Samus? Why have you decided to fail us?
Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches to make sure she is dead more than anything else.
I like how this stat just, gives you superpowers, because you just...
Yeah, these things are all happening, and I'm aware of them.
Yep.
And so,
you can feel all the cops in the city examining bodies right now.
GRIH. 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
That's a lot.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
No, we're not going to touch the hair.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
No, you little shit. You don't get high velocity.
you get no acknowledgement. Fuck you.
Oh, this one is not narrated.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Lecture mark. The lieutenant produced folding knife with the other hand pulling on the belt. Start cutting into polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Rubber grip cutters or chain cutters?
I think they're the same thing. It's just,
How do I want?
To
yeah,
say.
how do you want to?
Yeah, well, I'm not
okay.
prepared. Kim was prepared. I'm just holding them. So good thing we got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
I'm good at that.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
Well, we'll see if you're good at this.
No, he ain't. Your pig's
Yep,
a
physical
boring
instrument.
fuck.
Do I have any
Well, you
physical
can't-
instrument? What?
About to say you can check your odds before you want to put a point.
Well,
into
I'm
it.
just looking at
Yeah.
physical instruments pretty
Physical
low.
instruments, 2. Yep.
Odds are bad.
Oh God!
Cannot be
Bad.
retried. Guess we're leveling up physical instrument.
But you can look for a good spot to cut. Doing these might give you a bonus ahead of time.
This
you
is
know?
true. Okay. Look for a good good spot.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the yeast.
Good.
The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
God damn.
I mean, I think we're okay.
Interfacing got your fucking back.
Yeah. In fact, let's level up interfacing. Wait.
Still physical instrument.
So physical, the reason I was concerned, yellow is generally like your moves. Physical instrument is like using tools.
Yeah.
Like the pry bar will be physical instrument checks.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
Do I do it anyway?
It wouldn't be a terrible idea. Physical instrument's a useful skill in the pry bar regard.
All right.
There are several places where you'll be able to use that.
Here we go.
83. Come on. Come on. Come
After
on.
some
Wow.
deliberation, you sink
That
the
would have
cutters
succeeded
into
with no
the knot
buffs.
behind the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact. Genitalia.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
All right.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. Last item, hands.
Now this is all you, Kim.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Write it down.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Injuries.
Oh, you can take breaks between these.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't remember that. I just didn't remember that. So, I wonder where this updated.
It just this check was here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Back to it.
The rotting man Lies.
Oh.
The lieutenant adjusts.
Trying
What's
to
up?
wake him up, I imagine.
Takes a
Physical
deep
instrument, so
breath.
it refreshed because you level up physical instrument. That's probably what happened.
I'm afraid we can't continue before we've gone through both the external and internal examination first, thoroughly.
You clicked 3, I guess?
I did. I didn't. I think they had to go in order, but it seems like they do.
I guess so. Maybe the first 2 can go in any order? Because he's saying
Probably.
that one can't be done until the other 2. I don't think it matters that much.
1.
Central nervous system.
Oh,
I have
1
nothing.
being 2 is
Do
also
you have
confusing.
anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
What's that moral, dog?
What? A moral? That doesn't go on the police report.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth. Hepatobiliary. NA.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
Okay.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Yeah, we don't have the equipment for that.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits lividity in the lower extremities, feet, hands, and neck, visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Oh,
He said it.
he said it.
He said it.
You did say it.
You said it, Kim.
What's next on the list?
Yeah, injuries.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 feels. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Okay. Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Well, post-mortem, you said. Non-fatal.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Well, Kim said it.
Coagulated
Did say
blood
it.
sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of injury, 2 boxes.
Yeah, he did it. Lock him up. Non-fatal.
Right. Next?
What's the 4th one?
Nothing. Just in case.
Ligature mark?
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
Interesting. There's so many yellow checks here.
Yeah. I mean, no signs of clawing on the neck,
It is suspicious.
meaning he was already dead. Because if you hang him up
Or-
there, what?
Or unconscious,
Or
I suppose.
unconscious.
But
Hmm.
these are not checks that I'd seen. I didn't see reaction
Hmm.
speed saying, hey, maybe think about it. Interesting.
Hmm. No, but all the bruising was also post-mortem, so unless they drugged him, we wouldn't
True.
know that.
It's a good point. How would they carry a man out without him waking up?
Yeah. He must have already been dead. Let's see what happens.
Why do you say that?
I don't think that was the injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
I don't
The
have a
psychic arts,
reason
it was
for
the
knowing
reaction
this.
speed arts.
Yeah. You know,
Still, there may be truth to this one. I was ready to call a probable cause of death here, but now I think we should leave it empty. At least for the time being.
yeah.
Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
How did it go?
It was
How'd I perform?
an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success.
Okay, yeah.
We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Okay, cool. What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg
Copy.
for processing.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse.
Uh-oh. Oh,
White.
well, hang on.
It's
It
white,
says
you could-
legendary. But, like,
Well, yeah, your perception's good.
yeah, my perception's good, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I can
It's
back
white,
out.
so you could back out. Well, you could try.
I
If you
can
fail,
try.
Back out, level up, come back before he delivers the body.
Yeah. Come on.
Your
Aw,
arm
yeah.
reaches out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
What is this? Legendary
His
perception
face,
success.
His cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
Up your nose.
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in.
In we go.
Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage.
The fuck is he doing?
The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider.
In your mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
I mean, it feels right.
Yeah.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, fragile, even through the latex. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Proceed.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up, tissue damage, wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Good question.
Ah, shit, see?
Feel around first.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex.
Oh, I like that guy.
This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
I mean, yeah, but I think because of a different reason more so than
That one.
No,
specifically?
it's
Yeah.
basal ganglia.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous.
you forgot an
The
apostrophe.
slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
Let's go.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper, until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Easy, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you
Let's
can tell can't. You can go. I feel a solid object first.
Yeah.
Can you get to it?
Should we inspect the skull first? Why not, right?
Maybe Might improve your odds.
Yeah.
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
All right, let's grab it.
Thank God.
Oh,
God.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
Yeah, just pull it.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower. A blossom made of lead.
Fucking beautiful.
Oh my God! You got her respect. How do you feel?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Eh.
Bullet.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber rifle.
Can I
Some kind
have
of
it?
brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
That's why I love this game. No, you choose one.
I know I have to choose, but like,
I imagine either way, it's just going in the case file.
yeah. So I'm gonna give it to the responsible person in this situation.
No,
The
Him.
guy who isn't obliterated.
No, you deserve it.
For me,
You can log it later.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
sounds fine.
Opinion, fatal injury.
What?
Damn.
What? You don't think he's? Yeah, he totally survived that bullet to the brainstem or whatever the fuck.
Basal ganglia.
I'm sorry, you're right. I'm also. I've never seen these before. Like,
Yeah, I didn't get this.
I
I failed the perception check.
I
I'm
didn't have perception. That's great.
I'm still not sure.
We have extensive tissue destruction away from the wound track. We have a bullet.
Yeah. All right.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Treatment.
Treatment, officer, is an attempt to manipulate the body after death, to hide the real cause with a false cause. In this case, this injury here.
All of it was treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Yes, that much we can conclude.
I have had my doubts for a while now, since I saw there were no signs of struggle on his hands, and no claw marks on his neck.
He was either unconscious or dead. We sussed that out, at least.
There have been other signs too, small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
Instead, I fished around in a man's brain.
Yeah.
He didn't fall for it, he thinks. There's pride in there.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Top Sense.
There is, of course, the very real possibility he was both shot and hanged.
Let's bring it up.
To put him out of his misery? It's possible, but it does not explain all the other dubious things here. Lack of struggle, primarily. I may be intellectually sloppy, but I prefer one theory at a time. And this just smacks of treatment to me.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out.
This is
But
true,
this,
but I just wanted
it
to
will
see.
make finding them just a little easier.
Why?
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
Maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
I'm up to my elbows in brain.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Okay. Next.
We put him in a bag and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. The body bag should contain the odor for the duration of the transport. I would drive him to processing, but it's too late to do that today. I'll do it first thing tomorrow. No problem. One more thing. This was really good work, detective.
Hey, dead man. Tell me something.
Shoot, loony.
We don't have anything new.
Come back.
It's a good question to see if maybe you could ask him who shot him.
Amuse yourself with my friend
Presumably he'd just say
Len's
Kami
and
doesn't
my
lie.
Yeah.
Memento mori features.
All right, we're done here.
All right.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
All right. All right, autosave. You know what? Quick
That's the
save.
first autosave.
No,
Okay.
but it might only be the second.
Inspect.
I'm not allowed back into my room until I get $100.
Well, you can still go in
You
there.
might be
You
able
just
to
have
go
to
back to
pay
your
by
room. You
night.
just do need the money.
Yeah,